Chapter 25. First Day in the U.S. 1985. What one man can think, another man can do. Jules Verne. Wow. Oh my God. This is amazing. My thoughts were trampling on each other. Where to? San Diego downtown? David asked. Yeah, sure, I said, absent-minded. I was in awe. This is how peasants in ancient Italian history must have felt when they entered Rome. San Diego was colossal, spectacular, amazing. This was my first day ever in America. I had entered the United States. Earlier that evening, while driving around Tijuana with my buddies, David had said, let's go to San Diego. We had been drinking and we all had said yes. But why did I agree, you might ask? Simple. I didn't want to blow my cover. I had been pretending for almost 2 years that I was a rich kid going to this private college. Freeze the story. Are you new in town? Asked one of the new enrolled students of the Alliance Française, the International College of Languages. Yes, I am, I said. What's up with that piece of crap junk of a car? It looks like that thing has been in more wars than the Roman armies themselves. David, the smug freshman, asked, pointing at my $300 Oldsmobile. David seemed to come from a wealthy family. He drove a brand new Mercedes, wore expensive clothes, and he always had money. A lot of walk-around money. Me? I wish. Well, it's a long story. I quickly tried to formulate a lie. I couldn't afford to be caught. Not now. It was my first day at the French Alliance, and I had to improvise. People should know I was hiding in Tijuana, hiding from my enemies in Michoacan. I had to fly under the radar. Don't worry, Paisa, we've got time, David told me. He seemed to enjoy embarrassing people. Paisa? Paisa? Who the hell does this rich mother effer think he is? I thought. I rolled my shoulders back, stood straight, and held David's long stare. Well, you know, I messed up over the summer, so my dad grounded me. My dad is a successful businessman. He lends money to exporting corporations, and he doesn't like his name to be known. If people know how rich we are, they might try to take advantage of us. So I'll keep my business private, if you don't mind, I said sharply. There will be no classes today. It'll be mostly introductions. But since we just did, I guess I'll skip school. Want to join me? David taunted me. No, friend, I'll pass. As I said, I'm grounded, and the sooner I take care of my business, in this case get straight A's, the sooner I'll get access to my Diablo Ferrari and my, well, as I said, I can tell you what my monthly allowance is, I concluded. I had been trying to get to the US since I first arrived in Tijuana in 1983, and I just couldn't wrap my mind about the US border. Why did I have to show passport to go to the land of my ancestors, the rightful landlords of America? I was a descendant of the nomad tribes of ancient North America, a descendant of the great Tarascan Empire, a descendant of the Spanish who had actually discovered the Americas, and a descendant of the Mexican people who claimed their independence from the yoke of the Spanish rule in 1810. Why did I have to show my citizenship to the American invaders? How was their invasion to the American Southwest legitimate? I thought that the Mexican-American War of 1887 had been the excuse for one of the greatest thefts in recorded American history. Back to my story. ID, please, said the security guard at the San Diego downtown bar. ID for what? I asked. I don't need an ID to drink. Relax, Elio, David said, trying to pacify my obvious frustration. That's how it's done in the US. People show their ID to prove they are 21. the legal age to drink. Well, that's bull crap, I said, irritated, and thought, whatever, I just want to enjoy this evening. My first night in the US. I want to see how things work here for when I finally move here. How about going to a convenience store, buy some beer and cigarettes, and then drive around downtown San Diego? I said, trying to compromise. It don't work like that, Elio. It don't work like that, said David in his usual smug tone. Whatever, hell, what can we do then? I retorted. Let's go back to Tijuana, buy some damn beer and cigarettes, come back, and drive around downtown. I can't believe this shit. Elio, I thought you were a U.S. citizen. That's what you said to the customs officer when we came across the border, didn't you? David said. In a way, second only to how a Gestapo officer would say it. What does that have to do with anything? I asked, trying to remain cool, but wondering if David had discovered the truth. Well, if you are a U.S. citizen, like you say you are, then you should know that if you're under 21, you cannot buy alcoholic beverages. Besides, regardless of age, you cannot drink and drive, said David maliciously. You know that, don't you? Is he on to me? Why doesn't he just come out and say it? I hate his psychopathic mind games, I thought. So many rules, so many boundaries. But I guess that's how Americans lived. Big Brother telling American citizens what to do. I didn't like that. I couldn't go into bars without an ID. I couldn't drink and drive. What the heck, I thought. How do these people live? Where's their sense of freedom and fun? Is this what people from Latin America come to? How can they live like that? How can they maintain their manhood and sense of pride? How can they allow anybody to tell them what they can or cannot do? That night, I knew I didn't like America. I didn't like the US at all. Mexico, on the other hand, was another story. Freeze this story. The first time I got drunk, I was 12 years old, at a quinceañera, sitting at my mom's table. I was allowed to drink whatever alcoholic beverages were on the table. Nobody stopped me. Do you want a sangria, mijo? My mom asked. Yes, please, Mom, I said. I couldn't believe it. I had drunk leftovers before, without my mom knowing, but tonight she was allowing me to get my own. I had permission. That night was a long night. I couldn't remember how many sangrias I drank. I loved it, though. The sweet drink was heavenly. The pomegranate, the watermelon, the apple, and whatever else was in it, disguised with the alcoholic taste. That night I learned to respect drinking, though. When I got up to the bathroom and discharged some of the sangria I drank, oops, there I went. I fell on my ass first, then got up, and oops, again this time I fell on my face. What the hell, I thought. What's happening to me? How come my legs are not responding? Why is my reaction time so slow? And why in the hell is my mom laughing? What the... was the last thought that went through my head before I started throwing up. It wasn't just a regular barf either. It was more like a fireman's hose shooting straight into the crowd. Blackness. I passed out. Back to my story. Let's go back to Tijuana. It's been enough for one night, said David finally, easing his questioning. That's a great idea, I thought. I hope I never come back to this golden cage. That's the term used by savvy Mexicans about the illusion of the American dream. But it wasn't that easy. I couldn't get rid of my psychopathic friend's questioning. So, my paisa friend, do you have something to tell me? David said in his usual annoying tone. Tell you what, David. Tell you what. You keep on busting my balls and I'm going to kick your ass. Matter of fact, call me paisa one more time. I dare you. I double effing dare you, mother effer, and I'll beat you so bad you'll love and embrace that term. I said to David's face so close I could smell his carne asada taco breath with onion and cilantro and whatever else he'd eaten. David didn't flinch. He looked through me with his best Marine's 1,000-yard stare. I held my breath. I wanted David to accept my challenge. He'd been messing with me for 2 long years, and I was ready to put an end to it right now. I hated the educated and eloquent way in which he patronized my southern accent and the way he made fun of my wearing cowboy boots and jeans. Paisa is a derogatory term used for indigenous or uneducated people from the south of Mexico. So, every time David said that to me, it reminded me of my humble origins. My grandpa Indo always told me that Paisa was a badge of honor. My grandpa was, much like the last of the Mohicans, a proud Purepecha warrior, never to be intimidated by the rich and powerful. Freeze the story. "What happened, mijo?" said my mom the next morning in a joking way. "I don't know, Mom. My head hurts. It hurts like... Wait, I want to throw up again," I said before I ran to the bathroom. "I was thinking, mijo, would you like another sangria? The hair of the dog will cure you cruda. That's what you have, you know, a hangover. It feels like your head is about to explode, like you want to barf even your intestines. It feels like you want to die, right?" asked my mom nonchalantly. What the heck is she talking about? Another sangria? Sangria? I don't want to ever see another sangria in my life, I thought, hungover and sick like a dog, still hugging the toilet. I hope he learns the lesson, my mom must have thought. I hope he despises drinking. I don't want to see him growing up with the damn culture of drinking, fighting, and being stupid. Back to my story. What did I do? Well, I kept on going over to San Diego as an American citizen for months. Although I did not like all the restrictions, I went there almost every weekend. After almost a year of doing this, I decided that I did not want to move to the US anymore. Instead, my new plan was to move to Cancun, work there for a few months, make some money, then move to Brazil. Work there for a few months, make some money, then move to Spain, and so on and so forth.
Juan, Colorado me llaman, soy señores de Michoacán. Hasta los más salidones al mirarme muchos se van. Que es de cuero, plata y marfil. Y dos pistolas al ciento para que entre rendir. Que viva mi tierra, Michoacán, y déme charanda para brindar. Que Juan Colorado ya está aquí, montado en su cuaco en huracán. Cuando me encuentro resuelto que de frente quiera pelear, machete por mi suerte yo he de ganar. Que viva mi tierra, Michoacán, y déme charana para brindar. Que Juan Colorado ya se va, montado en su cuenco en huracán.